You're listening to the Remote Millionaires Podcast, the show for aspiring and established entrepreneurs who want to create and scale six-figure success online without being chained to a job, location, or computer. I'm your host, Tom Gaddis. Let's dive in. Hey, Dan, welcome to the Remote Millionaires Podcast. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. Thank you, Tom. How are you doing?
I'm fantastic. First, thanks for taking time to come on here and talk with us. Pleasure. Yeah, I know listeners are going to get a lot out of your story because it's been amazing to watch what you've been doing over the past few months, how you've been growing your business and stuff like that. And we're going to get into all that. But first, maybe you can tell listeners a little about who you are and what you're doing in your business right now.
Yeah. So, I'm in the UK. I'm in a city called Brighton, and it's about sort of 250,000 population. And so I've been doing marketing I've worked for companies in-house, and I've done agency as well, as a bit like reasonable size agencies. So I kind of had that background, like internet marketing, but maybe 14 years now, something like that. And I haven't really ever taken it seriously going solo since joining Remote Millionaires, or finding offline sharks and then joining Remote Millionaires in August, right, when it started.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing because you haven't been a member of Remote Millionaires for a long time, but man, you've been crushing it since you came in. Because I know when you first came in, how many clients did you have when you first came into the program? I had 4 clients, and 3 of those were using the strategies more or less that you're teaching in home services Jackpot. Yep. Yeah, and it was another one came through networking. Gotcha.
So it was going back to July. Yeah. So I was doing that in a not very in terms of process or really knowing what I was doing, just based on watching a few of your videos and one of your courses and picked up a few clients. Yeah.
So they were mainly one-time clients though, right?
Yeah. They're not, one of them is still looking to work with me in the SEO, he's saying in the summer, but the others, that's it. They may come back, but they're small ones. Yeah, one of them is potentially quite good because he has a lot of ambition, which is I'm happy to find that client. He's recommended me as well. So it was a nice start. I got a nice start, and
then how many clients do you? I just saw the other day that you signed up 2 new recurring clients, right? So let's start there. How many recurring revenue clients do you have?
Okay, so I've signed up 3 SEO clients. Is amazing. And the last week, it's just awesome. It's just going really well. Yeah.
That's fantastic.
And that's right. So those what I picked up one today for a solar company. So that is my biggest recurring yet. So it's £209, it's £297 a month. Then I'm on £150 for management fee for Google AdWords, £300 spend. And they want social media, most likely they want social media as well on top of that. It's another £150. So I was like, wow, that was cool. They pay me. Yeah, they pay me today just under £750. Obviously, 300 of that is spent, but it's exciting stuff. And I got another one with a car detailing company, and they want they want to do 7 months with me. 7 months of driveway. No, it's not. It's garden rooms. That's who they are. So they do garden rooms, like offices in the garden, and so that's a growing market. He was saying, I can understand why people wanting to work at home, particularly in the garden, right? Why not? So that he was, so we £1,000 for 7 months of SEO. So up front was very nice.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And,
yeah, and another one of 197, which is a training company. So it's a bit like business training company.
Yeah, and that
personal. Yeah. So that's 197 a month. So that was great. And also I sold the AGM, my premium listing for her as well. So
that's great. Yeah. Well, and that recurring revenue really changes your business, right? When you're not starting from zero every month and you have money coming in, it's great. And I know some of our listeners may be listening to that and think, oh my gosh, Google AdWords, SEO, like, I don't know how to do any of that stuff, but you're actually not, you're not doing it, right? Like you have somebody else doing it.
Yeah, I got somebody else doing it. Yeah. Yes, I've got a SEO. He does pay-per-click. I haven't tried him for pay-per-click yet, so I'm a little bit anxious about it, but we'll see. I mean, I've done AdWords myself, so I can jump in if need be.
Yeah.
Right. But I think it shouldn't be too. I think also I've got Nick as a resource for solar. Yeah. Because
I mean, and that's the whole
Maui Solar and.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the whole thing with the Remote Millionaires business model, right? Like, we don't need to be doing all the work. We don't need to know how to do that stuff. Like, we have a process and a system to bring clients in, and then we can turn them into recurring, and then we hand that stuff off so we can kind of focus on the things we want to focus on, right? So it's really awesome to watch you do that. Now, I know too.
Sorry, go on.
Oh, no, go ahead, Dan.
I was just going to say, so I've got, what else is going on? I've got two website clients that one is, the client is, I think we finished it. And there was a lot of, backwards and forwards and communication. The websites are pretty stressful to do, actually, I'm figuring out. Yeah. I think the home services Jackpot, much less stressful. Doing those ones.
So listeners know, the home services Jackpot that Dan's talking about, it's a strategy where we provide people with pre-built websites. So we have them all in the home services niche. Yeah. So there's like plumbers, electricians, roofers, that kind of thing. So you basically have a site that's already done. It's complete with content and everything. And you just contact people in that niche that don't have a website, and you offer to sell them this already pre-built website. So it's very little work on you. It's a fantastic foot in the door. It doesn't take a lot. And then what Dan has been doing is, he's been following the processes and things we set up in Remote Millionaires and turning those one-time, pre-built sell websites into recurring monthly SEO clients. So it's awesome.
In full disclosure on that, there's a couple of clients that because they're small, that's the thing you're going to be wary of. They're small clients, and you sell those sites for them, and they don't 100% believe in marketing. So right. In full disclosure on this, those small clients, they've gone usually, but I've got these other ones to replace them, and I think I'm getting better as well on how I'm communicating the value.
Yeah, and two, your confidence is going through the right. Like I mean, you have experience and confidence in your doing, which is like really critical.
I noticed. Yeah, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say I realized how my communication. So I sent. For one client, I sent a report, and I called them up, and I just said, like nonchalant, say, well, obviously you can cancel if you want, you don't have to continue. I think we'll make some progress. And then I think that's my interpretation. I think when you're doing these calls, you're going to get excited. You'll get excited about what you're doing, the results you can get for them, and that's my learning from that. I was a bit too, well, you can continue if you want, kind of. It's like, and then he didn't pay, and he because it was a invoice, and he has to make the effort to pay it, right? Do the bank transfer and everything. So he hasn't. It's a small client, so okay, but it's learnings. It's learnings like that. You've got to get excited about what you're doing and what you can do for them, and believe it as well, right?
Yeah. And I think that's one of the things I like to do with these podcast interviews specifically, right, is to introduce people and let them see that, like, look, we're just normal people, right? Like, I'm just a normal guy. Like, I'm not like super smart or anything like that, but I've been able to build this amazing business that practically runs itself, right? Like, you're a normal guy. You faced a lot of the same challenges that listeners on this call faced, right? Like, when you first came into the program, you were doing a lot of the work yourself. You weren't really sure how to fulfill, things like SEO. You weren't, the sales process was kind of, sporadic, right? Like pretty sporadic, but you've been able to just implement some pretty simple, straight things. And it's really made a big difference in your business, right? Like,
yeah, I mean, the sales that are coming in, just having a roadmap for each of the calls and being in charge of them and just cutting it off when you say you're going to cut off, be in charge of it. And yeah, being flexible as well, because it's very easy just to like read a script, but I'm getting better at trying to pick out what is right at the right point, right time. Yeah, so I've got a few others irons in the fire as well. I've been sending out a few other. I had some really good calls. I've got another potential 497 a month one, which is be very exciting to get SEO. that'd be
fantastic. Yeah, and by the way, just the listeners know, that's all in pounds because Dana's in England. So, I mean, he's doing this remotely, right? He's in England. He's working with people. Are all your clients in England?
Yeah, now I'm targeting local through the AGM. It's all leads coming all through the AGM site now.
Perfect. Yeah. Awesome.
So, I've set up all the messaging and the automation, and, if people are interested in AGM, a free listing. People probably don't know what AGM is, right? You might want to explain, but yeah. So people want a free listing on that site. Then I've got it automated, so they'll get it. It takes a bit of setting up, but it wasn't that easy. But I've worked it out, and the training is great on that, by the way. So
awesome.
And, so able to automate that. So getting people to say yes, and then getting into the right work, getting into the right emails from that point, and then ring them up. I think another mistake I was making was relying too much on the automation.
Yeah,
actually. So when it's hot, just ring. It's cool. And they're saying yes, cool. So I'm doing that now. Yeah.
Awesome.
When they're saying yes, okay, cool. I'm going to call them straight away and not wait around.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Yeah. One of the things I like to ask people that we have on the podcast too is like, what do you think is your strength as an entrepreneur? Like, what's something that you're good at? I know one thing you're good at just from. I know one thing you're good at just from watching the program, right? Like, you don't like. Well, now I don't, and you may have done this a little bit before Remote Millionaires, but today, like, you don't really overthink things. Like, when we give you a process, you go and say, okay, look, I'm going to do this process, right? And if you have right. And if you have it, like you follow the directions and you get the results, right? Like, I think a lot of people tend to, they come to they talk to somebody who has maybe a business like they want to start, and they say, oh, how do I do this? And the person says, well, look, this is what I did. I did this, this, and this. And the first thing they do is go, well, I could probably change this part, and I don't really want to do that part. And like, they try to rearrange the steps, right? But one thing I thought you've been really great at is just following the process. And obviously, as you follow the process, like, you've adapted it to yourself and you're getting better and making changes and stuff like that. But I think that's an overlooked skill in entrepreneurs. Like, people think an entrepreneur needs to be a leader, a go-getter, comes up with all the answers, right? Like, not really. Like, really, you just need to be able to follow a process and have a system in place, right?
I'm quite a humble guy, so I think I'm very open to new information.
Yeah. Well, what do you think's your biggest weakness?
Mindset. Yeah. Because you do kind of dwell on the past a bit, and you think, okay, it's not. I'm not in the ideal situation at the moment where I want to be in my life. So, why do I expect that to change, kind of thing? In the negative moments, you think.
Yeah, one of the things I can tell you on that is, if you keep doing what you're doing, the more you keep moving forward, the more of these, small, medium, and big wins you get over time. Like, you can't help but change inside, right? Like, it's going to give you more confidence. You're going to be better. And it's just one of those things that takes time, right? Like, if you want to, the more good things you do, the better you feel. Like, it's just one of those things. So just hang in there, keep doing what you're doing. And I think you're going to be fine.
Yeah. I mean, it's a realization that I can, right?
Yeah.
These three sales,
and you can do this, right?
Getting these 3 SEO clients. And I can. And I feel that I'm getting better and better at everything I'm doing. and I still get days where things I don't get, I get messed up around technology and using tools and
Yeah, don't we all?
pull my hair out about tech and but there's enough tech that's going right at the moment, basically, to move me forward. It's not all going perfectly for sure, but little things like sorting out email campaigns, and they weren't working, and it was just all horrible. It took about 2 weeks of not having an email campaign, right, when I was setting up Mailgun, right? So that was just horrible.
We all go through that stuff. What's one of the biggest lessons you've learned since being in Remote Millionaires? Like, what's one of the biggest takeaways you've had so far?
I think about the building a team, the lesson of the importance of doing that early, even when you don't have a lot of clients, just to have somebody waiting, or at least practicing on something while you're getting the clients. Because it takes a lot of guts to do that, to start paying for somebody, before you've got really the income coming in. So it's a bit unnerving, but I'm quite happy with. I did have a VA that didn't quite work out, but then I'm kind of regretting now that I don't have her. But because some of the tasks I'm doing myself now. So I'm glad I've got. I think I'm okay with the SEO guy I've got at the moment. We'll see how he is with the AdWords. I'm kind of listening. Yeah, I'm kind of listening to him, actually. Maybe that. Yeah, because you trust your team, I think. Because I'm listening to my guy more. So I think turn up. I think. Yeah. So what was your question? What have I learned most?
Yeah, I mean, I think building the team is a really good one, because I know you were struggling with that when you first came in, right? Trying to do everything yourself, and now you have these people doing it, and you're it's a process to get, maybe you're doing some things that a VA could be doing now, but that's a process, right? As you sharpen this skill set and grow in your business, eventually you won't be doing those things. You'll have somebody in there to do those,
It's difficult to know what to prioritize, I find. So I was thinking, okay, I've got lots of leads now. I need help with project management. And now I'm thinking, okay, actually now I still quite like help with leads. So
sales. The biggest thing everybody overlooks is the biggest thing you have to focus on in the beginning is sales. Everything else is secondary. You just need to sell, close deals. If you do that, everything else will just work itself out, right? Or if it doesn't, you'll have the money to work it out, which is a really great place to be in. So I'm quite happy with the leads. The leads are coming in for the AGM site, and that I'm quite happy with it. That's good. I mean, I'm getting consistent leads coming through now every day. Yeah. Well, and so listeners really know what the AGM site Dan's talking about. If you're not familiar with it, it's basically a local directory site. And we have a strategy where we use it as a foot in the door to bring new clients in. Dan, one question I wanted to ask you as well is, like with any program, Remote Millionaires, it requires taking action every day. It's a process. There's obviously effort, right? We're building a real business. It's not some pie in the sky thing. So I'm curious, what keeps you inspired and motivated day to day to continue to grow your business and build it up? Yeah, you got to be goal setting, right? You got to be thinking about that in the morning. I have various things I do in the morning. So I've got a mind movie I watch, right? And so that's powerful. What you have visioning. I think visualization is really, really important. And I set my affirmations as well. So, what I intend myself to be, what kind of person I tend to be, and what I am now, I should say. You say it I say it now. So I've got a list of affirmations that Lucy provided. Actually, I printed that out. It's really nice. Yeah, Lucy does our sales training. And yeah. So that's it. So I think it's
thinking about my goals, about where I want to be living, what I want to be doing during the day, what kind of conversations I want to be having with people, positive ones rather than, obviously you can have negative ones these days if you want.
Yeah.
So I'm finding that I'm getting more and more positive. The people I'm talking to are more positive individuals, and and I think actually, I'm getting more positive conversations, because bless them, the roofers can be a bit negative. But one thing I'll say,
right.
they complain a lot.
Yeah. Well, as long as you stay positive, and keep delivering them results, you'll be just fine. Right. Hey, so Dan, my final question for you in this interview is, so, there's somebody listening to this episode right now who is probably where you were when you were trying to get started, right? What words of advice would you tell, someone that maybe, they don't have any clients yet, or they've only gotten a couple and they're really trying to build their business? What advice would you give them that would help them achieve kind of what you've done?
Yeah, have a real business, have a team, and just to start looking for like rock star people to work with. I think, and get mentorship, hang out with people who are doing what you want to do and doing better than you. It's about people. Like, if you want to succeed, you can't do it alone. No. Yeah. Because otherwise,
amen.
So
you can't.
So it's so stressful, and it really is. Thinking you're alone in this, it's just, it can get to you, but affect your sleep. But if you're getting encouragement, you've got trainings like that, you feel you're progressing, you're learning every day something new. You just, to move forward. Just feel not every day. Maybe it's not always possible to think you move forward every day, but at least every week, you can feel that you're progressing, and then that builds momentum. I mean, it takes a while to get the momentum going, but I've been doing this full time now since middle of November. So it takes, where are we in end of March? So it takes a while, not that long, but
yeah, I mean, you came in August, so I mean, it took you about 3 months to get to full time, and now you're chugging along and growing. So awesome work, Dan. Awesome work. I really appreciate you taking time to come on, share your story with the listeners, and talk about it. Hope you guys got some value out of this. If you did, you can always find out more strategies, tips, tricks, info about what we talked about in this episode, all over at remotemillionaires.com/podcast. Dan, thanks again for joining me. If you want to find out more information, just head over to remotemillionaires.com, and I will see you on the next episode of Remote Millionaires. Until then, Tom Gaddis. Oh, and if you enjoyed this episode of Dan, go to where you listen to the podcast, leave us a good review. We would appreciate that. Right. And then we'll see you on the next episode of Remote Millionaires. Tom Gaddis. Until next time, signing off. Aloha, everybody. Hey, if what you've heard today on the Remote Millionaires podcast resonates with you and you want to continue the conversation, then I want to personally invite you to head over to remotemillionaires.com and schedule your free Remote Millionaires business development call. We will analyze your business and show you exactly how to accelerate your results and build a wildly successful business you can run from anywhere. Until next time, Tom Gaddis, signing off.